If you're over 50 and you've noticed that your night vision isn't quite what it used to be, or that your eyes feel dry and tired by the end of the day, or that you're squinting at things you used to see clearly, I need you to stop and watch this entire video. Because what I'm about to share with you is something that most eye doctors never bring up in a routine appointment, and it could make a genuine difference in how well your eyes function for the next decade and beyond. There's one fruit, cheap, easy to find, and sitting in most grocery stores right now, that has been studied in peer-reviewed clinical trials for its direct impact on the aging eye. And the timing of when you eat it matters enormously. Eating it at night, specifically in the 2 hours before bed, triggers a biological repair process inside your eyes that only happens while you sleep. Most people think vision loss with age is just inevitable. You get older, your eyes get worse, you get stronger glasses. That's the story we've all been told. But after years practicing medicine and studying the research on age-related eye disease, I can tell you that story is incomplete, and in many cases, flat out wrong. The rate at which your eyes age is not fixed. It is deeply influenced by what you eat, when you eat it, and whether you're giving your eyes the specific nutrients they need to repair themselves overnight. Hi, I'm Dr. Chester. Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly which fruit you should be eating before bed, why nighttime is the critical window, what's happening inside your eye cells while you sleep, and the preparation and timing mistakes that rob this fruit of its power before it ever reaches your eyes. And before we go any further, if you've been watching this channel and haven't subscribed yet, please take 2 seconds and do that now. It's free, and it means this kind of evidence-based health information keeps reaching the people who actually need it. Thank you. Why your eyes age faster than they should. Let's start with what's actually happening to your eyes as you get older, because once you understand the biology, the solution makes complete sense. Your eye is one of the most metabolically active organs in your entire body. The retina, the thin layer at the back of your eye that converts light into the images your brain sees, burns more energy per unit of tissue than almost any other organ, including your heart. All of that activity produces a massive amount of oxidative waste, free radicals, cellular debris, inflammatory byproducts. In a young, healthy eye, your body clears out this waste efficiently. But as you age, 2 things happen simultaneously. First, your body's antioxidant defense systems slow down. Second, the tiny blood vessels that supply oxygen and nutrients to your retina become less efficient. The waste builds up faster than it's being cleared. And that buildup is what drives the most common causes of age-related vision loss: macular degeneration, cataracts, glaucoma, and diabetic retinopathy. Here's the part that most people find shocking. A landmark study published in the journal Ophthalmology, tracking over 3,500 adults, found that dietary patterns were one of the strongest modifiable predictors of who developed age-related macular degeneration, stronger than smoking history in certain subgroups. What you eat is actively shaping whether your retina degenerates or stays sharp. And the most vulnerable time for your eyes isn't during the day. It's at night. The nighttime repair window most people waste. While you sleep, your body enters a state of deep cellular maintenance. Your brain clears metabolic waste through the glymphatic system. Your muscles repair micro tears from the day. Your immune system resets and recalibrates. And your eyes, quietly and without any fanfare, run a critical overnight maintenance cycle. The retinal pigment epithelium, a single layer of cells sitting just behind your retina, does the bulk of its cleanup work during the night hours. These cells recycle the photoreceptors that detected light all day long, clear out oxidized lipids, and regenerate the visual pigments your eyes need to see clearly. This process is called the retinoid cycle, and it is entirely dependent on having specific nutrients available in your bloodstream at the right time. If those nutrients aren't present when your retinal pigment epithelium starts its overnight work, the repair cycle runs incompletely. Waste accumulates. Drusen, tiny yellow deposits under the retina, begin to form over months and years. These are the earliest visible signs of macular degeneration. And once they're there, reversing them is extremely difficult. This is why timing matters. Eating the right foods in the hours before sleep means those nutrients are circulating in your bloodstream precisely when your eyes need them most. And the fruit I'm about to tell you about delivers a concentration of eye-specific nutrients that no supplement on the market can match, because it delivers them in a form your body was designed to absorb. The number one fruit? Kiwi. The fruit is kiwi, specifically 2 small green kiwis eaten 1 to 2 hours before bed. I know that might not be the dramatic, exotic answer you were expecting, but the science behind kiwi and eye health is remarkably strong, and the specific reasons why it works, and why nighttime is the optimal window, are worth understanding in detail. Kiwi is one of the most nutrient-dense fruits on Earth relative to its calorie count. 1 small green kiwi contains more vitamin C than an orange, more potassium than a banana, and a significant concentration of 2 carotenoids that are uniquely critical to eye health, lutein and zeaxanthin. It also contains a high dose of antioxidants, including vitamin E, polyphenols, and a rare sleep-promoting compound called serotonin precursors that make the nighttime timing even more powerful. Let's break down exactly how each of these mechanisms works. Mechanism 1. Lutein and zeaxanthin, your eye's built-in sunscreen. Your macula, the central part of your retina responsible for sharp, detailed color vision, is protected by a layer of yellow pigment called macular pigment. This pigment is made almost entirely of 2 compounds, lutein and zeaxanthin. Your body cannot make these on its own. You have to get them from food. Macular pigment does 2 things. It filters out the high-energy blue light that damages photoreceptors, and it acts as a direct antioxidant, neutralizing the free radicals generated by light exposure before they can damage the cells underneath. As you age, macular pigment density naturally declines. The cells that absorb and concentrate these carotenoids become less efficient. And if you're not regularly replenishing your lutein and zeaxanthin through diet, your macular pigment thins out, leaving your photoreceptors exposed to cumulative light damage every single day. A landmark clinical study called the AREDS-2 trial, the Age-Related Eye Disease Study 2, funded by the National Institutes of Health, found that supplementation with lutein and zeaxanthin reduced the risk of advanced age-related macular degeneration by 26% in people already showing early signs of the disease. That is a massive effect size for a nutritional intervention. But here's what most people don't know. The lutein and zeaxanthin in whole foods like kiwi is absorbed at a substantially higher rate than the same compounds in supplement form. The food matrix, the fiber, the fat-soluble vitamins, the accompanying antioxidants, creates a delivery system that supplements can't replicate. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition specifically tested kiwi's effect on macular pigment optical density in older adults. Participants who ate 3 kiwis per day for 12 weeks showed a statistically significant increase in macular pigment density. Their eyes were literally rebuilding their protective layer. And the increase was most pronounced in participants who started the study with the lowest baseline pigment, meaning the people who needed it most benefited the most. When you eat your kiwi before bed, the lutein and zeaxanthin are absorbed through your small intestine, packaged into lipoproteins, and circulated through your bloodstream during the night. By the time your retinal pigment epithelium starts its overnight maintenance cycle in the early hours of the morning, those carotenoids are available for uptake and deposition directly into your macular pigment. You are literally feeding your eye's repair process while you sleep. Mechanism 2. Vitamin C and the lens, stopping cataracts before they start. The lens of your eye, the clear structure that focuses light onto your retina, is one of the only tissues in your entire body that is completely transparent. For it to stay transparent, it must maintain an extraordinarily low level of oxidative damage. The moment oxidized proteins begin to accumulate in the lens, they clump together and scatter light rather than focusing it. That clouding is a cataract. The lens protects itself primarily through a very high concentration of vitamin C. In fact, the aqueous humor, the fluid surrounding your lens, contains a concentration of vitamin C that is 20 to 70 times higher than the concentration in your blood plasma. Your eye actively pumps vitamin C into this fluid and maintains it there specifically to protect the lens from oxidative damage. But that vitamin C supply is not self-renewing. It must be continuously replenished from your diet. And as you age, the pump mechanisms that concentrate vitamin C in the eye become less efficient, meaning dietary intake matters even more. A twin study published in the journal Ophthalmology, twin studies are particularly powerful because they control for genetics, found that higher vitamin C intake was associated with a 33% reduction in cataract progression over 10 years. The effect was entirely driven by dietary vitamin C, not supplement form. Researchers concluded that nutrition could actually slow the inherent genetic component of cataract development. Food was overriding part of the genetic program. One medium green kiwi contains approximately 64 milligrams of vitamin C, more than 70% of the daily recommended intake in a single fruit. And unlike the vitamin C in many other foods, kiwi's vitamin C is highly bioavailable because of the accompanying flavonoids that protect it from degradation during digestion. Eating kiwi before bed means your vitamin C levels are elevated during the night hours, exactly when your lens and the fluids surrounding it are doing their own version of overnight maintenance. You're topping up the antioxidant reservoir that protects your lens from the inside. Mechanism 3. Sleep quality and the eye-brain connection. This is the mechanism that surprises people the most, and it connects the nighttime timing of kiwi in a way that goes beyond just eye nutrition. Poor sleep, both too little sleep and poor quality sleep, is an independent risk factor for every major age-related eye disease. Here's why. Your eyes are physically connected to your brain through the optic nerve. The increased cerebrospinal fluid pressure that helps clear the brain of waste products during deep sleep also clears inflammatory debris from around the optic nerve. Inadequate deep sleep means this clearance doesn't happen fully. Over months and years, that buildup contributes to optic nerve damage, which is the defining feature of glaucoma. A study in the journal JAMA Ophthalmology, analyzing sleep data from over 6,700 adults, found that people who slept less than 6 hours per night had a 30% higher risk of developing glaucoma compared to those sleeping 7 to 9 hours. The mechanism was directly related to inadequate clearance of ocular fluid during the reduced sleep period. Now here's where kiwi becomes remarkable again. Kiwi is one of the very few whole foods that has been shown in randomized controlled trials to improve sleep quality directly. A study from Taipei Medical University had participants eat 2 kiwis 1 hour before bedtime every night for 4 weeks. The results were striking. Total sleep time increased by 13.4%. Time to fall asleep dropped by 35.4%. Sleep efficiency, the percentage of time in bed actually spent sleeping, improved by 5.4%. The researchers attributed these effects to kiwi's high serotonin content and its folate, which reduces sleep-disrupting homocysteine levels. Kiwi also contains small amounts of natural melatonin precursors and antioxidants that reduce the neuroinflammation that fragments sleep in older adults. So when you eat kiwi before bed, you're not just delivering eye nutrients, you're also improving the quality of the sleep during which your eyes are doing their repair work. The two mechanisms stack on top of each other. Better sleep means better ocular fluid clearance, better optic nerve health, and a longer, more complete overnight window for your retinal pigment epithelium to run its maintenance cycle. The kiwi is simultaneously stocking the repair shop with materials and extending the hours that shop stays open. Mechanism 4. Anti-inflammatory polyphenols and dry eye. One of the most common complaints I hear from patients over 60 is dry, irritated, burning eyes. Chronic dry eye affects an estimated 16 million Americans, and the prevalence roughly doubles between age 50 and 70. Most people treat it with eye drops and consider it an inconvenience. But chronic dry eye is actually a sign of systemic inflammation affecting the lacrimal glands, the tiny glands in your eyelids that produce the tear film. Kiwi contains a broad spectrum of polyphenols, including quercetin, kaempferol, and caffeic acid, that have been shown to directly suppress the inflammatory pathways that degrade lacrimal gland function. A study in the journal Experimental Eye Research found that polyphenol-rich diets were associated with a 28% lower prevalence of significant dry eye symptoms in adults over 50. The mechanism is through reduction of a specific inflammatory pathway called the NF-kappa B pathway, which, when chronically activated, progressively reduces tear production and alters tear film composition. Kiwi's polyphenols act as natural brakes on this pathway. Unlike a morning or lunchtime dose of these polyphenols, nighttime consumption means your blood polyphenol levels peak during the hours when systemic inflammation, which naturally peaks in the early morning hours, is ramping up. You're essentially preloading your anti-inflammatory defenses right before the inflammatory peak hits. This timing effect has been observed in research on polyphenol bioavailability and is one of the underappreciated reasons why the nighttime timing of kiwi specifically outperforms daytime consumption for eye health benefits. The specific protocol. Exactly how to do this. Let me be precise, because the details matter. The fruit. Standard green kiwi. Hayward variety is most studied. Gold kiwi has more vitamin C but lower lutein. Green kiwi has the most balanced nutrient profile for eye health specifically. The amount. 2 small kiwis or 1 large kiwi per night. This is the dose used in most clinical studies and delivers approximately 128 milligrams of vitamin C, a meaningful dose of lutein and zeaxanthin, and enough serotonin precursors to influence sleep quality. The timing. 1 to 2 hours before sleep, not directly at bedtime. You want the digestion and initial absorption phase to be complete before your body fully enters sleep mode. Eating right at bedtime diverts blood flow to digestion during a period when circulation should be quieting down. The preparation. Eat the kiwi whole with the flesh scooped out, or slice it and eat the slices. Do not blend it into a smoothie with high-sugar fruits. The blood sugar spike from combining kiwi with mango, pineapple, or banana in a smoothie will disrupt the sleep-promoting effects. Do not cook it or heat it. Heat degrades both vitamin C and the polyphenols rapidly. Fresh is always better than canned, and frozen kiwi retains its nutrients well if fresh isn't available. The critical addition. Eat your kiwi with a small amount of healthy fat. A few walnut halves, a teaspoon of almond butter, or a small piece of cheese. Lutein and zeaxanthin are fat-soluble carotenoids. They require dietary fat present in the same meal to be absorbed properly. Without fat, a large portion of those eye-protective carotenoids passes through your digestive system without being absorbed. This is a preparation mistake that completely undermines the benefit, and almost nobody talks about it. The timeline. Like the gut microbiome changes described with fermented Japanese foods, the eye health benefits of kiwi are cumulative. Macular pigment takes 8 to 12 weeks to meaningfully increase. Sleep improvements emerge within 2 to 4 weeks. Vitamin C levels in the aqueous humor respond within days. Don't judge this protocol by how you feel after 1 week. Give it 3 months and measure the changes. Here's the takeaway I want to leave you with. Your eyes were not designed to fail at 65. The degeneration we think of as normal aging is, in large part, the result of decades of undernourishing the most metabolically demanding organ in your body. The research is now clear that targeted nutritional intervention can slow, stop, and in some cases, partially reverse these degenerative processes, but only if the right nutrients are consistently present at the right time. Kiwi before bed is not a magic cure. It is one specific, well-researched, highly practical piece of a larger picture that includes overall dietary quality, regular eye exams, protecting your eyes from UV light, managing blood pressure and blood sugar, and getting adequate sleep. But of all the single habit changes available to you right now, this one is backed by the most direct and compelling evidence for nighttime eye health specifically. Your photoreceptors are repairing themselves tonight. Your retinal pigment epithelium is running its maintenance cycle. Your lens is trying to replenish its antioxidant reservoir. Your lacrimal glands are resetting. All of that is happening whether or not you've given your eyes the nutrients they need to do it properly. 2 kiwis, a small handful of nuts alongside them, 1 to 2 hours before sleep, every single night. That's the habit. That's the science. And for your eyes, at this stage of life, that consistency is everything. If this video gave you something useful, please share it with someone you know who's been worrying about their eyes. And if you want to go deeper on how specific foods protect your brain, your heart, and your metabolic health as you age, check out the videos linked right here. The science is out there. You deserve to know it.